The time has finally come for me to talk about each branch of the military. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the one that is closest to my immediate life, United States Air Force. Hi boarding business owners, and welcome to Military Marketing Monday, where I help you, the brand or business, learn more about military life so that you can market to me, my active duty life, and also veterans much better. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any more videos for Military Marketing Monday or anything else to help you with your social media and online journey to stand out in that cluttered newsfeed. The Air Force is actually the youngest branch of the United States Air Force. It was split off from the Army after World War II when the government realized how imperative and helpful aircraft were for fighting and winning the war. The Air Force is actually commanded by a 4-star general who reports to the Secretary of the Air Force, who is elected by the President and approved by Congress and Senate. This person is usually a civilian. The Air Force is in charge of defending and fighting for our country through air and space. They do this with fighter aircraft, tanker aircraft, and bombers, and so many more. Basically, almost anything that you would fly. They actually are also in control of all the satellites that are used for our government, and they are in charge of the National Strategic Nuclear Ballistic Missile Program. That's a lot of words. After a vigorous 8.5-week basic training down in Lackland Air Force Base, airmen are sent to different training bases around the country to learn their specific school at tech school. Oftentimes, tech schools are only a couple of months, but can go up to 6 months or a year. And then they enter into Air Force life. And it goes up in normal ranking systems. You start out as an E1, which is going to be your airman. They refer to as baby airmen. And it can go all the way up to E9, which is enlisted. To be enlisted in the Air Force just means that you are not an officer, you do not have a college education, you did not go into the military knowing that you were going to come in as a lieutenant or higher as an officer, which is a totally different part of the training. Enlisted people tend to be more of the everyday workers for the Air Force. They tend to work on things like the planes, help with administration work, all that kind of stuff. My husband actually is part of the maintenance squadron at every base we go to, so we are only assigned to bases that have planes. Fun fact, not every Air Force base actually has bases. Some of the biggest Air Force bases in the country have 0 planes because they're personnel driven, like Wright-Patt in Ohio and the one that's in St. Louis. Some of the things about Air Force life that I want to share with you are we tend to not move as often as Army and Marine Corps people do. We're usually solidly at our place for a minimum of 3 years and deploy just like normal. The military has made an initiative to basically remove anybody from active duty service who is ineligible to deploy. So deployments are just a part of the rotation, and it just depends on where the mission needs you. The United States is helping to fight multiple conflicts and wars on multiple fronts, so there is a great deal of need and a lot of deployments that happen currently for Air Force life. Some behind the scenes things that you may not know about Air Force life is anyone that does not actually work on a plane is considered a non-er in Air Force life. While some people like to think of it as a negative or a positive term, that's just something that we say around here, that if you don't work on the planes, you're a non-er, you are a non-airplane worker, and they are just as important as anybody else as a part of the mission, because we need everyone to make sure that the mission can happen. The Air Force is also very family and lifestyle driven. A lot of the money that the Air Force gets allocates back to making sure that the standard and quality of living for airmen and their families is higher. Other branches of the military don't prioritize that as much, but they have their own beliefs that we will talk about in another video. But almost every Air Force base has a very active and very well funded airman family readiness. They often have golf courses and a lot of other amenities to keep the airmen and their families happy and busy, because that way the mission can still be focused on because it's in a more controlled, happy environment. My last tip for you, and one of the coolest things about being in the Air Force, is that when you enroll into the Air Force, you become a member of the College of the Air Force. And everything that you're doing from the moment you step into basic training is helping you to move towards a college degree. You can earn credits through different things that you do. Depending on what your specialty is, you're also earning credits for college. And it's very easy to take college courses while you are in the Air Force to work towards your college degree. There is the CCAF, which is the Community College of the Air Force, and it is an awesome program that helps you get your AA, which leads you on your way to your bachelor's degree. My husband actually recently accomplished this goal, and I am so super proud of him because now he's on his way to his engineering degree. I hope that you like this video and it helped shine light on what Air Force life is like more if you're interested in marketing and talking more with the Air Force community. If you want to learn more about Air Force life from my favorite airman, besides the one I'm married to, you're going to watch this video right here from Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Keyleth O'Wright, and I show you how he is doing social media so right. And if you want to know what life is like for military people after they retire, you're going to watch this video right here from Kim Garst, where I chat with her about what military life is like for retired families. And like we always say, military life is never goodbye, it is seeing you soon. So until next time, I will see you soon. And remember, fly, fight, win. Go Air Force!